We all collect things. Action figures, cards, vinyls, pins, statues, and much more. We're going to take a look at collectibles and the people behind them. This is Mint Condition.
My name is Matt Modulewski, and I collect a lot of different things. I started off by collecting sports cards. I kind of moved more into Pokemon cards. As a One Piece fan, I collect a lot more One Piece now. I would say I'm One Piece, Pokemon, and then sports is kind of third on my list now. Funny Twitter moment, somebody tweeted, they put it at best, Pikachu can't tear his ACL. And that has rung true with me seeing some of the athletes that I collect. You know, as a child, I was collecting the original, very first set of Pokemon cards when it first came out. I remember on my birthday even, like when Pokemon first came out, my parents picked me up early from school to go down to Easy Video and buy a pack of Pokemon cards. My parents, I feel like, were like buying me cheap sports cards for as long as I could remember. Like looking back on my collection from when I was a kid, I have a lot of baseball cards from like the late 80s, and I wasn't even born yet in the late 80s. So I think clearly they were finding good deals on some bulk baseball card packs, and you know, as a child I didn't care. I was ripping them. I knew the players. And you know what? Now 35 years later, I'm still opening packs of Pokemon and baseball cards. I mean, who would have ever thought they would like bubble up into what it was? But, you know, it feels good being an unk in the current market. You know, kids these days, they don't understand what it was like. The smell of a nice fresh pack of Pokemon cards ripping, you know, that hollow Snorlax in the backseat of your parents' car. Oof. Right now I collect a little bit of everything. Right now I keep mostly like sealed Pokemon products. I'll open a box here and there. Maybe like 1 out of every 3 boxes of Pokemon I'll open myself. Good, whenever a new set comes out, I'll open a booster box. Everything else I'll keep sealed. Even like collectibles outside of cards. Like the new 30th anniversary Pikachu plush came out that's like black and white and supposed to look like it was from the first like Game Boy games. That was pretty sick. I had to buy one. I look for my collectibles, surprisingly, mostly through Discord. There are a lot of good Discord groups that you could join. There are Discord monitors that some groups have where it'll like ping you if Target restocks or if Pokemon Center restocks or Walmart. So when you pull a card that you've really been looking for, it doesn't even need to be one that's like super valuable, as long as it's like one that's valuable to you. You know, like there are cards that I have wanted that, you know, it's not worth that much money, but you don't want to go out and buy it. Even if it's something that's worth like $30, $40, and you're like, oh, I really want that, but I don't feel like spending the money. You spend even more on that on packs, but you know, just the feeling of opening it yourself and being the one to pull that card, just something feels different about it. Something, you know, it's a really good feeling when you pull a card that you've been looking for yourself. I've got a lot of weird items in my collection, and albeit, you know, I didn't personally collect them. I've inherited a lot of items from people like my uncle. Yeah, maybe we could call it the ET clock. He had thousands of records, comic books, wrestling, action figures. Digging through my uncle's collection, I learned that there may have been a little bit of a method to the madness. He had so much stuff, and looking at it as a mass, it's like, what is all this? He was a hoarder, but then actually going through all of it and finding stuff today that's valuable that he collected in like the late 80s, early 90s, it's like, you know what, maybe he was onto something. If he was around doing that in the internet age, I think, you know, he would have been cooking. I try to keep track of my collectibles the best I can. I don't want to hoard them, but I need to do a better job. You know, I collect sports as well for France/PSG, Bradley Barcola, good young player. I bought a couple very nice rookie cards of his because I'm a fan, and I have no idea where they are. I was looking for them the other day. I have no idea where they are. I have too many cards in too many places. I know all of the places that the cards are. Sometimes I don't know where which ones are. The items that I really want in my collection, it's not sports cards or Pokemon or One Piece. I also collect video games. I am a bit of a gamer myself. I have some graded video games, games that I really like. Overwatch, Destiny, great games that I played a lot. I wanted to remember them. I wanted them to be part of my collection. I'm a Baltimore Ravens fan. I have graded copies of the Madden covers with the Ravens players on the fronts. 2 games that I want to find sealed copies of to grade myself. They don't even need to be graded that high. The first one, WWF No Mercy for N64. I've looked it up. There are some copies that you could get sealed for almost $500, I think, the last time I looked. I don't want to spend that much money on it, but maybe one day if I get more expendable income, that's one of the games that I definitely want to get graded. The second one that I actually also really want, Sonic Adventure 2 for Nintendo GameCube. That game was a banger. My Chow Gardens that was what was up. That first opening scene where you're shooting down the street with, Simple Plan playing in the background, or whatever it was. Yeah, that game was sick. I really want a graded copy of that game, or if nothing else, just a sealed one for my collection. One of my biggest regrets of my life, I had 3 of the Van Gogh Pikachus, that was a few years ago now when the Van Gogh Pikachu collection came out. I graded all 3. I had 1 10 and 2 9s. I sold them way too soon. I sold them immediately when I got them back from grading. And currently now, PSA 10s are worth over $3,000 and 9s are sitting around $1,000. So in a span of 3 years, these 2 cards I sold for $750 are currently worth about $4,000 together.
You are cursed!
So my top 4 cards currently in my collection, I'll start with sports. I'm mostly a football/soccer fan and collector. I'm a Chelsea fan. Cole Palmer, when he joined Chelsea, his first ever Chelsea card, there was no base cards in the set. It was only an autograph, and he was on fire that year. And again, it's his first Chelsea card that exists. It only is in autograph form. I got a parallel of it for $100, and then I got it dual graded for the card and the autograph, and it got double 10s, 10 on the card, 10 on the autograph. And again, in sports, it fluctuates so much more. There was a time where that was worth over $1,000. I think it's probably down closer to $500 or $600 now. But as a Chelsea fan, that's one of the top cards that I own right now, in my entire collection. I don't plan on selling it anyway. Number 2, it's Shohei Ohtani X DJ Ski. He did a design where it's Shohei Ohtani, but as Jujutsu Kaisen. So as an anime fan also, I was need it. Got it, graded, PSA 10. Again, it's, I think it's $500-$600 right now, but again, not a card that I plan on selling. I'm keeping that for me. I'm not really a Shohei Ohtani fan, but I love the concept, and yeah, great card. Cards number 3 and 4 in my own personal collection are both from One Piece. I would say the character Kuzan. Again, it's not even cards that are that valuable in the whole, but I like them. They're some of my favorite cards. They did an alt art of him in a recent set where it's all black, black on black, and it has a really cool finish on it. And that was a card where as soon as I saw it, I was I need that. And I think I got it graded, obviously. Right now, I think as a 10, it's $160 only, but that's one where I'm I'm not selling it. I'm keeping it. This is a card to me that I think it should be worth more than it is. It's valuable to me. I don't plan on selling it. And the last of my top 4 cards, Whitebeard, Edward Newgate from One Piece. They have this really cool card of his. I think it's from OP03, the 3rd One Piece set that came out, where it's super gritty detail. It's a close-up of his face, super artistically stylized with no real background behind it. And when I first saw it, I was oh, that's something that I really need. And I actually traded for it just last week. I saw one graded as a PSA 10 in a store, and I was I saw it was in my grasp. I was I need this. I went home, grabbed a couple cards I was willing to part with, went back to the store the next day, and we worked out a little bit of a deal, and now I have it in my collection. And that's another one that I don't plan on getting rid of anytime soon. Personally, talking about my collection to other people, I like to test the waters a little bit. I'll slowly start talking to them about something anime related or something sports related, and then kind of start working in oh, trading cards, by the way. Somebody that I work with, I recently found out is into anime, and then after 6 months now, I started being oh, look at these cards in my collection, and he's really into it now, and it's oh, cool, now we have something else in common. I feel like I'm sometimes afraid to jump in and be look at what I collect, because people might be oh,
Freak weirdo.
So a lot of people do collect this, you just got to be more open about it, unless it's with my wife.